Okay, we're going to start our digital portfolio. And the first thing you need to do is you need to get a place where you can store your portfolio. So I'm going to go to my computer, and then I'm going to go look at, go navigate to where I want to save it. And I'm going to create a new folder called Digital Portfolio. So make sure you find a place. Know that a lot of you may run out of space if you're saving it on your C drive, or on your HCS home drive or whatever. But anyway, create a place to put your website. Then you're going to go to Site, New Site, and you're going to name your site Digital Portfolio. You are going to navigate to wherever it is that you created your site and find Digital Portfolio website, and then click select. We are hosting this on our own C drive for now, so there's no need to go to the servers. Advanced settings, you can go to default images folder. You're going to need to create this first, but you're going to have to come back to this. So I'll show you how to get back to this in just a second. But the local information for default images, we'll need to set that. Okay, so click Save. Okay, once you get your site, you'll see over here in the Files panel that you have site. Now you're going to need to go in and create a new folder, which is going to be your asset folder. Okay, and you are clicking on the site, right-click, New File, and this gives you a blank page. This one's going to be called Index. All home pages are called index.html. You're continuing to click on Site so that they all go under the site. New File. You're going to create one that says Photoshop. You're going to create another one that says Illustrator, and you are going to put work samples on these pages. You are going to have resume, and then you're going to have one that says new file. If you have something like certifications, you really only want to have maybe, how about contact me? Would be great. All right. And on your resume page, you can put your certifications and stuff. So how you're going to do this is you're going to set your assets folder to be your main. You're going to go your main images folder. You're going to go to Manage Sites, and that brings back up your digital portfolio. And you're going to go to Edit. And this brings you back to the exact same place that you were before when you were setting up your site. So make sure that you remember Manage Site is important. So under Digital Portfolio, you are going to click the Assets folder and then click Select. And then click Save. And now you have that set up to be your images folder. So double click index.html. Now the first thing that you're going to do is decide how you want to lay your pages out, what you want it to look like. So you're going to need a banner on each page, and you're going to need a navigation, and you're going to need content on each page, but you're not real sure what it's going to look like. This is going to be a very, 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 very basic website for now. We're just going over the things that you have been taught thus far. I'm going to go ahead and open up. I won't let you see that, but I'm going to go ahead and open up what you're required to do in this presentation. I mean, in this website. Give me just a second. All right. Here is what you're required to do so far. you are supposed to add pages, which we just did. You're supposed to include a banner. You're supposed to include some head content, set page properties like the background and such, and create a cascading style sheet, and create navigation and links. So what I suggest for doing all of this is go ahead and create maybe a template page so that you can save it for all of the other pages. All right, so let's get started with creating our head content, some of our head content. So every page, you need to make sure that you title it, and the title is up at the top, digital portfolio home, and this is going to be your main page. You need to include a banner, but you also need to include last updated, and then go to your insert bar, go to common, go down to date, and it is going to import, it's going to show the date that you updated last. Okay, it knows how to do that. You just put your little date object in there. So now we're going to also go to head content, which is over here on the right side under the insert and common panel. You're going to click the drop down box next to head content, and you have description. So just so that I know that you know how to do it, this is Jane Bruce's digital portfolio. Okay, so just short description. Okay, and then you might want to put things, you're going to need to put some keywords. So let's do digital portfolio. This is if people are looking you up on Google. You might want to put Photoshop, Illustrator, web design, Adobe, ACA. Those are some of the things that you might want to pull from your resume if you have other qualifications, so that when you go to Google, these things will pull up. This does not show, but if you'll notice right up here, click OK, you'll notice that this key comes up when you add keywords. So, all right, the next thing we're going to do, and you'll see that the keywords are down here in your property inspector. Okay, anything that you want to do in Dreamweaver, you pretty much can click on whatever it is, for instance, your keywords, and it'll change in the property inspector. A lot of times in the programs we've learned thus far, the options will be up at the top, like in Photoshop and Illustrator, but for Dreamweaver, they are down here at the bottom, any options that you might want to choose. Okay. You'll notice you have the history panel over here, and you can just click the slider and it will undo things that you've done if you need to do that. All right, so we included a page title at the top. We added keywords over on the insert bar, and we also added a description. The way that you change the background color is you go to modify page properties, and it opens this dialog box, and you can change the text color or the background color or a background image. Now let's talk real quickly. I'm just going to choose a light yellow color. Let's talk real quickly about how you don't need to make your background color too dark, because if you go look at most websites, they have a light background and really dark fonts. It's a lot harder to read a dark background with a light font. If you will go to, also in the property inspector on this first page, you can go to page properties, It will pull up the exact same dialog box as modify page properties. So if I start telling you 2 places to get things, that means you need to really remember it. Okay, it's important. So the appearance would be your cascading style sheet here. See, appearance, cascading style sheet. All right. You can change your font here as well for the default font. Let's change it to Georgia. Click OK. All right. So the next thing I want you to see is how to create a cascading style sheet for different heading types. So let's type navigation. We also need a page name. Now we're just setting all this up right now. Page name, and then you're going to have paragraph, and you're going to have H1, H2, and H3. Let's go ahead and set up one of these. You can do all the rest of these on your own, but for your cascading style sheets, you're going to click on the property inspector, click on CSS at the bottom on the very far left side, and you are going to create a new cascading style sheet rule. Okay. Edit rule. Click on the class. This can be applied to any HTML document. A tag redefines an HTML document. So we're going to pick class for all of these. And any that are already a tag, like H1, 2, and 3, you would pick tags so that you can redefine that HTML document. So I'll do one of each class. We're going to have page name. It's going to be, we're going to have a new style sheet file because we want to create a new file. And then in okay, this says class names must start with an alphabetical character preceded by an optional period. No spaces or additional punctuation. So let's go back. I'm going to camel case that. And then, or you can do underscore. That looks good. This is saving our style sheet file. So over here, we're going to have a style sheet file. We're going to save it in Digital Portfolio. We're going to name it Digport. And click, and it's relative to our document. Okay. Click Save. And you'll notice in Cascading Style Sheets that you got a Digital Portfolio Cascading Style Sheet file. This is CSS, and we're going to save all of these over under our Cascading Style Sheet. So the rule for our page name, which is what we're deciding right now, you can see that, the rule definition for page name. So we kind of decided, hey, we're going to save this over here in a new file, but this is going to be a new style. So just create, let's do Comic Sans since everybody seems to think that one's so funny. We will maybe make it 24, the font weight bold, because do remember that this is your page name. We're going to make it normal. And the color of it, what goes good with yellow? Maybe purple. I'll have a yellow and purple, or maybe blue. And I'll have like a French country look. Click OK, apply, and then click OK. All right, so, oh, that was H3. That didn't work out for me. So I must have had this let's go back. remove class there. All right, so this is the page name. You highlight what you want to attach a cascading style sheet to, and we're going to come over. Okay, you have it highlighted. Then you come down here, and then you click on Apply Class, and you're going to click Page Name. So that's your page name. So, and actually, it looks like it needs to be a little bit bigger. So we're going to go Edit Rule. You'll pull up the same spreadsheet, dialog box. We're going to increase this to 36. Okay, so your navigation, you can do that the same as well as your paragraph. Let me show you how to do H1. So you're going to create a new cascading style sheet rule. Edit rule. I'm going to go to tag. And what you want to do is H1. And then you want it in digital portfolio. This is the difference. Once you set up over here a new style sheet file, you can continue putting it in here. You don't want to create a new style sheet file because you already did that with Digiport. Okay, so, and you don't want it to be this document only. You want to be able to attach it. Say you create something else, you want to be able to attach your style sheet. So for instance, if you make multiple websites for different customers, you might want to be able to apply those to different customers. So Digiport, you're going to put it where the rule is defined and click OK. And then it will bring up your rule definition, and you get to choose whatever you want to do for H1. So H1 is usually bigger. So I'm going to go with, let's go with Courier, and then we're going to do 24. I'm just going to leave it black, apply, okay. So we're going to apply that. It is HTML, so click on HTML, and then you're going to go to class. Hold on. Sorry, heading 1, where it says format. Heading 1, and we'll automatically apply. Okay, so HTML, format, heading 1. All right, so now that you know how to do both of those, you can continue that on your own. To create navigation and links the way that we've done thus far, you are going to click the drop-down box. You're going to type out home, not in that font. We want just the default. So we're going to have home. I'm going to use pipes for now, which is shift and then the key right above enter. It's a pipe. So home, and then I have Photoshop, pipe, Illustrator, resume, and contact me. All right, that's all. So for each one of those pages, you are going to point them to these pages over here. You're going to hyperlink them. So click home. So I just grabbed this little point to file and I drug it over to index, and then it automatically put a link. So let's do that for Photoshop. And then for Illustrator, double click and it allows you to just real quickly. Select an entire word, resume, and this is contact me. Okay, you've hyperlinked all of it. So now you're going to want to, I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I want to save this as a template file because I want to be able to reuse this on all of my projects. So for all of my pages. So I'm going to just save that as a template. Save. But I'm also going to save it. I didn't get finished putting my banner on there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to input my banner. You're going to go to either Photoshop or Illustrator, whichever one you prefer. And you are going to input, you are going to create a super quick, fast, and easy banner. And I'll show you how to do something that's really, really, really easy and fast as soon as my Adobe Illustrator opens. All right, so something that you can do. Here's my Illustrator. I'm going to say File, New. I'm going to create a new document that is going to be called Bridgeport Banner. And then I'm going to create the size of it. I want it to be about 8 inches in width by 1.5 inches tall. And then I'm going to click OK. It's RGB because remember, RGB is for web, whereas CMYK is for print media. You're going to open it up. I'm going to use my rectangle tool to create, I forgot my color. I'm going to do my banner as a blue color. And then I'm going to have a little semicircle. My ellipse tool. And my ellipse is going to be a yellow color. Oh, that's way too bright. Yuck. Okay, I'm going to have, and I'll have to fix my colors, maybe a little brighter than that. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to use some of my fabulous tools to delete an anchor point. Control-Z. Let me see. Hmm. Okay. All right, so let me just go ahead and do what I did just a second ago because I don't need to take forever. All right, so we got some kind of look going on here. I don't like this black. Strokes don't look very good as banners. So I'm going to go ahead and take my stroke away from both of these. I don't like any stroke. So I'm going to actually going to make this smaller. I'm going to scale it down to maybe 60%. And then I'm going to put my name. And I'm going to use, let me go ahead and type and then I'll change it. Jane Bruce's digital portfolio. I'm going to highlight this and change it to I think it was yellow. There we go. Now I'm going to increase my font size a whole lot. Not really caring about the exact dimensions because this is just an easy example. I might put Jane Bruce's digital portfolio, escape. And then I'm just going to save it. File, save as. I want to be able to manipulate it. So I'm going to save it in, save it somewhere that I can get to and such again easily. But I also want to save it in the, save it as for Illustrator. Oh, please tell me. Okay. All right, you can save for web, and you get this dialog box come open. If I can pull it over onto the screen so you can see. There we go. Okay, and there are only 2 colors, so it shouldn't be a huge file. But you can save it as a JPEG, PNG, or a GIF. I'm going to save it, and you can click it and see what it's going to do. Notice I have 2 different yellow colors. You might want to see the original and them next to each other, and you can see how it changes. Okay, this is the original, and this is the PNG. You can see how big that's going to be, and you can change it to PNG 24. So I think a little bit bigger. Yeah. So 1.24K. Let's go to a GIF. 1.39. 1.39. So that's about how it is. So I'm going to save it as a JPEG. I'm going to PNG and dither it. And just click save. And I'm going to save it in my I'm going to save it in my I'm going to save it in my assets folder. Got a different folder. There we go. Save. All right, so now I can go back to Dreamweaver and I can input, go over to Insert, go to Images, click your drop-down box. Hold on, I want you to be able to see the drop-down box. Images. Okay, you can do an image placeholder where you want a picture to be. You can do a rollover image where we'll talk about rollover images later. But let's just go ahead and put an image in there. It's in the assets folder and it's the digital portfolio banner. Click OK. Your alternate text is going to be Jane Bruce's digital portfolio banner. And the reason why you put alternate text is in case somebody is has a disability, they're able to roll over it and see it. So now you can come down here and change the width to whatever you want it to be by whatever you want the height to be. Okay. You can lock the aspect ratio so that if you change it to 1,000, that was 100. If you change it to 1,000, the height goes right along with it. It stays proportional. All right, the next thing that we are going to do, we did everything that we need to do for right now. Save this as your template, file save. If you're saving a template, you need to make areas of your page editable. So for instance, you highlight all this and you're going to need to modify your page, your template, so that you can make it an editable region. Give me just a second to remember how to do that. Template objects, editable region. Okay. And I'm just going to have a new region, all of it. Okay. So that's how you do that. And now we're going to go in and go File, Save As. We're going to save it as our index. And there you go. You can edit this section of the page. So we're going to make this a home page. And now go open your Photoshop page. Actually, you need to open your template, File, Save As, Cancel. I don't know why that didn't save. Let me go back in and put, it goes under Insert. I just did it a second ago. Insert template options, editable region. Okay, so file, save, and then we're going to go in and go to file, save as. We're going to change the file name to Photoshop.html, and then click save. It's going to be saved in your digital portfolio. Actually, you can just click on this one, save. Would you like to overwrite this file? Yes. Now, I'm going to close everything out. Notice that if you haven't saved something and you've manipulated it, it is going to have a little asterisk. So remember, we renamed this home page. Go to File, Save.
Pardon interruption, students,
Okay,
but I need to make
yes.
another quick announcement, please.
Don't you
This
just love
is
the
very
bells?
important that you pay attention and listen to this.
So
There
we're
will
just
be
going to
no
quit there.
parking in the gravel or grass parking lots on campus at Hoover High School. Not before school, after school, for practices,